Smart tactics in the endgame earned you the win. Opening with the king's pawn controls the center and opens up the light-squared bishop and queen, often leading to sharp games. The French defense prepares for d5, but blocks in the light-squared bishop in exchange for a strong center and counterattacking chances. e5 controls the d6 and f6 squares, but the e5 pawn can now be easily attacked by black. This move prepares for their bishop to join the action. You exchange pieces of equal value, recapturing and developing their bishop at the same time. This move activates your knight to strengthen control over the center. Their knight comes into play, attacking the center. Develops the knight and attacks the center. They chose kingside castling, getting their king out of the center and activating a rook. Your bishop is ready to be developed to an active square. I like their choice. Your opening setup is taking shape nicely. Their best option was to prepare a retreat square for the king. That was an even swap of material. This is a fair trade. Your better option was to recapture a piece. You permitted the opponent to pin a bishop to the king. This is the only good move. Your bishop is pinned to the king, unable to move freely. That was a fair trade. Your opponent removed the threat by capturing your queen. Your pin restricts your opponent's knight. This move pins your bishop to your king, restricting its movement. You are forcing your opponent to have isolated doubled pawns, which ruins their structure. A clear recapture. Very good choice. They develop a new piece. A great find, leaving your bishop open to attack. They are right on target. You missed an opportunity to win a bishop by pinning a piece? A good choice to move your threatened knight. They played one of the best moves here. This is a fine move. That's not a mistake, but they did not find the best move here. Yes, this is the way. They had a better way to evade the check from the opposing pawn. Your best move was to bring the last piece into the game. They missed a better way to evade the check from the opposing pawn. You get a chance to set up a blockade. You mobilized your knight, allowing it to control more of the board. That was the only move. Nice find. You found the only move in this position. They moved their king out of the check from your knight. Nice vision spotting and capturing that vulnerable rook. A straightforward recapture. Your better option was to challenge the opposing rook for the open file. Their king steps away from the check by your pawn. Not the best move, but not bad either. You are now able to challenge the opposing rook for the open file. Your best move was to challenge the opposing rook for the open file. You permitted the opponent. Their better move was to set up a blockade. You take back. A clear recapture. Your last piece has joined the game. Their king steps away from the check by your rook. The game is still close to equal, but you lost your advantage. They made one of the top moves in this position. Well done, an excellent move. The game was fairly balanced, but now your opponent's position has worsened. Good job. That's what I would have played too. They defended their pawn, which was under attack. For sure, you had to move away from the threat. I like their choice. Nice. definitely the right move. They blocked the check from your rook. Yes, this is the way. Precise move from your opponent. This activates your king in the endgame. Decent move, but they had a better one. Very good choice. They played one of the best moves here. You captured a free pawn, defending their hanging pawn. Your better option was to move a rook to safety. You permitted the opponent to move a knight to a more active position. Their better move was to move a knight to a more active position. This move doesn't hurt you much, but it doesn't help either. This move puts their pawn on a safer square. This move is okay, but not what I would have played. They moved their king out of the check from your rook. You lost your advantage, and now the position is balanced. Their king steps away from the check by your rook. You allowed the opponent to move a knight to a more active position. This is the only move that works. Their knight is now on a more active square. You allowed the opponent to win a pawn through a fork. You are going to lose your pawn to this fork. You dodged the check, moving your king out of harm's way. They took your pawn for free. This is a fine move. Pushing their passed pawn. Good job. That's what I would have played too. They made one of the top moves in this position. You step your king away from the checking knight. Your opponent blocked the attack on their pawn, keeping it safe. You escape the check from the knight. They move the pawn to safety. Nice. Definitely the right move. This move puts their pawn on a safer